Hello and welcome to my first ever impressions of Titanfall. Basically last week I went down to EA in London and checked out Titanfall on the Xbox One. Unfortunately it's only coming to the 360, the Xbox One and the PC. So let's get the first thing out of the way. You guys are probably asking me, is Titanfall a Call of Duty killer? In my opinion it's a big massive goddamn yes, because I haven't really played a Call of Duty game properly since Black Ops, the very first Black Ops at least anyway. And I just want something new. That was just becoming so stale and boring. And it's the same game every year. And basically, Titanfall offers me something a little bit different to play. And I actually enjoyed my experience a lot. So let's get straight into Titanfall. So the stuff I actually liked about Titanfall and the stuff I didn't like. It's definitely not a perfect game by any stretch of the imagination. There's a few issues with the game I don't really understand why they've included certain things and stuff. But we'll get straight into that in a second. Let's start with the movement. The movement is one of the key aspects of the game. As you can tell from the gameplay in the background, you can run along walls, you can jump up, like do double jumps up into the air. It's just such a cool way of getting around, but I found myself almost walking around, which is really odd. I was just walking around like, it was almost like Call of Duty, which is a bit weird. So I found myself when I was on the side of buildings being a little bit vulnerable to fire. So someone can see you like run across the wall and it's just, you're just an easy shot. It's just so easy just to shoot you off the wall, bang, you're dead. And you lose like your nice little kill streak or whatever. It does become a little bit frustrating. So I find myself using like the double jump and trying to get almost higher up and stuff, and perhaps like jump through a window. But that was about it. I don't really see the sort of wall running aspect of the game to be that important. But the movement is so much fast paced. It just feels very, very frantic. There's always this really sudden urge at the start of each round to sort of get to the people, get to the enemies, kill them, try and get a Titan down as quick as possible. So let's talk about the Titans for a second. So the Titans are definitely very, very cool. They're very cool the way they drop down. It's just that epic moment when you know your Titan's coming and you're like, yes, Titan, I'm gonna kick some ass. So the Titans are basically 3 different primary weapons. The primary weapons are basically the ones used for the trigger, so you can aim, fire, bang, bang, bang. These are pretty much used against Titans only, but you do have like certain guns which are good against pilots. So I found the chain gun to be the most useful against the pilots. You got this 40mm cannon, which is semi-auto. It's like a boom, boom, boom. It's like a really cool weapon against trying to shoot against Titans. Quite slow pace, but you can really get in there and just fire it, smack right into the weak areas, and take off loads of damage. You have this separate one, which is like a really heavy ordnance thing. It just fires loads of stuff, loads of rockets, all in one shot, and it's like a frantic mess of missiles. And it does cause a lot of damage, but it's not very accurate, I guess. The next one is basically called Tactical Ability. I just used the shield for this, so the shield was always out. This will basically absorb damage, and you can fire it back at the enemy, which is actually quite cool. If you can catch like loads of bullets and missiles, and just fire it back really enthusiastically and just destroy the enemy in like one hit. That's pretty cool. So you also have a separate ability, which is called Ordnance. I think you should use the if you use the RB button for this. So use the right bumper, bang, and just fire these back. I found this quite useful if I was reloading, so reloading does take a little while. Then fire the ordnance and just fires loads of rockets and stuff. There's one where it's all targets, and there's one where it just literally just fires in like a straight line almost. So the next thing is called kits. Basically this is where a whole selection of stuff where you can basically select certain perks for your Titan. So I should explain, when your Titan basically loses all its armor, all of its shield and stuff, it'll basically go into this like this state where you can try and escape in time and eject. It's basically like it's like a little meter thing that comes up and just goes down very, very slowly. But basically this is called Survivor. That basically means that meter goes down even slower. That's one of the perks I picked. The other one I picked is called Nuclear Ejection. So it causes a massive nuclear blast. Obviously not like a nuclear bomb or anything, but it causes quite a decent blast around the radius. So anyone in that area will get blown up and cause a lot of damage, which is quite cool. So yeah, the Titans are awesome. I love using the dash mode to try and dodge bullets and stuff and trying to dodge away from Titans. I did find it quite awkward if I was facing against 2 Titans. I felt like it was almost impossible to win because they have so much firepower. Just firing it at your face, it does get a little bit too much sometimes. But just put the shield up, fire it back, and just try and do as much damage as humanly possible. What I found quite cool is if you don't fancy piloting the Titan at all, that's completely up to you. You can drop down the Titan and make it follow you, or you can make it actually guard a certain place, which is quite awesome. So you can guard it in a certain area. It will fend off any enemies that come near it. Obviously, it's not as good as you actually piloting it, but it's still pretty useful. So I found like if you get the anti-tank gun out with the pilot and then have the Titan sort of following you, it's like almost like a double team. You can double team the enemy and just cause absolute chaos, which is quite fun. But obviously, being a pilot, you're quite vulnerable to attacks from other Titans and stuff, so be wary of that. There is one thing I didn't really enjoy about the game, and basically there's a lot of AI driven units on the map. So AI driven units are called grunts or spectres. They basically walk around and basically you can get points for killing them. So basically there's this mode called attrition. You've got to get to 250 points each team, and basically you get a point for killing the AI driven units. A point, 1 point, but that does add up because there's a lot walking around. They walk around quite a bit. There's quite a few just like lurking around in little groups of like 5, and it's just like, what are you doing there? You're like the most thickest units ever. I think I'll get hit by one time. I think they hit me once. Must have been just once. I swear it was once out of like 2 hours of gameplay they hit me once with a bullet, and I just think they're a little bit pointless. They just stand around attempting to make the battlefield a little bit bigger than it actually is, and I don't like it. I think they're pointless. I don't think they need to be there. I actually come second. I killed the most pilots, I killed the most Titans, but this guy killed like 32 grunts. I just didn't get it. I mean, this is such a minor thing that people can just literally just ignore them, so don't worry about it too much, but it's just a factor that I wanted to get across in this video. So Titanfall is basically a multiplayer game only, which is a little bit odd considering it's still full price. So the game is still full price. It's a full price game. It's around £45 on the Xbox One in the UK, and basically it's still $60 in America. So it's a full price title. Apparently it does have a multiplayer campaign. I'm not really sure how that works yet, but obviously there'll be more news coming up towards release. But I've definitely check this game out. Basically, I have been a little bit negative. There will be a lot of YouTube videos saying this game is the best game of all time, and it's definitely got the sort of ability to do that. But for me, there's still a few little niggling issues, and I want to address those in this video. But the game is definitely worth checking out. Please buy it on Xbox One or the PC, definitely. I don't reckon the 360 graphics are going to be that good, if I'm perfectly honest. Please try and just upgrade your PC or something, or get an Xbox One. I definitely think this game is worth checking out. At least check out the beta, which is coming out hopefully this week, I think, as of recording this. So yes, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this preview. If there's any sort of stuff you want to see in like videos, more details on the guns, the perks, the classes and stuff like that, let me know in the comments below. And I'll definitely try and do some more Titanfall videos. I will be uploading some gameplay as well, so there'll be some annotations and links in the description below. Just the gameplay, none of my moany voice over the top. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, smack it with a like, share it with your friends and stuff, and I will see you guys very soon for some more Titanfall. Bye bye.